The House of Atreus, a name that echoes through the annals of ancient Greek history, shrouded in mystery and fear. A name whispered in fear, a lineage that has become synonymous with tragedy and bloodshed, a lineage drenched in blood, where every victory is tainted with betrayal and every celebration shadowed by sorrow. It began with Pelops, father of Atreus and Thyestes, Pelops who craved power and would stop at nothing to achieve it. He desired Hippodamia, the beautiful daughter of King Oenomaus, whose hand in marriage was coveted by many. But Oenomaus, wary of losing his daughter, challenged all suitors to a chariot race, a race that seemed impossible to win. A race no man could win, for Oenomaus had the favor of the gods and the fastest horses in all of Greece. Pelops, in his desperation, made a pact with Myrtilos, Oenomaus's trusted charioteer, promising him half of the kingdom and untold riches. Myrtilos, swayed by promises of gold and power, sabotaged his master's chariot. Oenomaus the king died. His chariot, sabotaged, crashed. Pelops won Hippodamia's hand, but the victory was hollow. But victory came at a price that would haunt Pelops and his descendants for generations to come. Pelops, gripped by fear and guilt, betrayed Myrtilos, fearing the charioteer's knowledge of his treachery. He cast the charioteer into the sea, hoping to silence him forever. As Myrtilos drowned, he cursed Pelops and his descendants, a curse that would bring unimaginable suffering. A curse of unimaginable suffering, a dark cloud that would loom over the house of Atreus for eternity. A curse that would haunt generations, bringing misery and despair to all who bore the name. Atreus and Thyestes, sons of Pelops, inherited this terrible burden, a legacy of treachery and bloodshed. They would become slaves to their father's sins, their lives forever marred by the curse of Myrtilos. The curse of Myrtilos flowed through their veins, a poison that would corrupt their hearts and minds. It poisoned their hearts with ambition and hate, driving them to commit unspeakable acts in their quest for power. The curse tore their family apart, pitting brother against brother, father against son, in a never-ending cycle of vengeance and betrayal. The oracle's prophecies spoke of doom and despair, foretelling the tragic fate that awaited the house of Atreus. The story of the house of Atreus is a Greek tragedy of epic proportions, a tale of ambition, betrayal, and the inescapable grip of fate. The ruins of their legacy stand as a testament to the curse of Myrtilos, a reminder of the price of unchecked ambition and the enduring power of a charioteer's curse. As the sun sets over the ancient Greek landscape, the story of the house of Atreus serves as a cautionary tale, a warning of the dangers of ambition and the enduring power of curses. Atreus and Thyestes, brothers by blood, were rivals at heart. They lusted for power, they craved dominance. Their rivalry festered, growing more intense with each passing day. The bond of brotherhood was overshadowed by their insatiable hunger for control. They were like two lions, each vying for the throne of the jungle, unable to coexist peacefully. It grew fueled by the curse of Myrtilos. This curse, a dark shadow cast upon their lineage, only served to deepen their animosity. The curse whispered to them in their dreams, promising power but demanding blood in return. It was a poison that seeped into their hearts, turning brother against brother. Their first act of darkness would be the murder of Chrysippus. This heinous act was not just a crime, it was a declaration of their willingness to do whatever it took to seize power. The murder was brutal, a testament to their growing ruthlessness. Chrysippus, their half-brother, stood in their way. He was the favored son, the one who had the love and admiration of their father, Pelops. His very existence was a threat to their ambitions. He was favored by their father, Pelops. Atreus and Thyestes plotted. They whispered in the shadows, their plans taking shape in the dark corners of their minds. They knew that to achieve their goals, Chrysippus had to be eliminated. They lured Chrysippus into a trap. They struck him down. The ambush was swift and merciless, a clear indication of their resolve. They showed no hesitation, no remorse. Their hands were stained with his blood. The blood of their brother was a mark that could never be washed away. It was a symbol of their betrayal and the lengths they were willing to go to for power. This was only the beginning. The murder of Chrysippus was the first step on a dark path that would lead to even greater horrors. The curse of Myrtilos had only just begun to exact its toll. This act of fratricide would set the stage for generations of horror. The bloodshed and betrayal would echo through the ages, affecting not just Atreus and Thyestes, but their descendants as well. The curse would continue to haunt their family, a dark legacy that could not be escaped. Pelops, devastated by the loss of his favored son, banished Atreus and Thyestes. He cast them out. The grief and anger in his heart were too great to bear. He could not forgive them for their treachery. The brothers, now fugitives, were bound together by blood and guilt. They were forced to flee, their dreams of power shattered. Yet even in exile, their rivalry did not diminish. It continued to burn, a constant reminder of their shared sin. They fled to Mycenae, a city on the cusp of greatness. In this new land, they saw an opportunity to rebuild their power and influence. But the curse of Myrtilos followed them, a dark cloud that would never dissipate. Their story was far from over, and the shadows of their past would continue to loom large over their future. Mycenae, ruled by King Eurystheus, offered a chance for a new beginning, but the curse followed them. It whispered in their ears, fueling their ambition. Eurystheus, fearful of a prophecy, set them a task. He charged them with retrieving the golden fleece. This fleece, a symbol of power, was guarded by a dragon. It seemed an impossible task. The brothers, driven by ambition, accepted the challenge. They set sail, they sought the fleece, unaware that their rivalry would soon resurface. The curse would not be ignored. The golden fleece, a prize coveted by many. It was a symbol of kingship. It belonged to a magnificent ram. This ram was the offspring of Poseidon, the god of the sea. The fleece shimmered. It promised power and prosperity. Thyestes, cunning and deceitful, hatched a plan. He would claim the fleece for himself. He would betray his brother. He would seize the throne of Mycenae. Section 5. A throne denied. Thyestes, driven by his ambition, seduced Eripe. Eripe was Atreus' wife. She, manipulated by Thyestes, agreed to help him. She stole the golden fleece from her husband. Thyestes returned to Mycenae triumphant. He presented the fleece to King Eurystheus. Eurystheus, impressed, declared Thyestes the new king. Atreus, betrayed and furious, was banished. He was cast out, stripped of his birthright. He swore revenge. His heart burned with hatred for his brother. The curse of Myrtilos tightened its grip. Section 6. Erope's deception. Atreus, consumed by thoughts of vengeance, wandered in exile. He raged against his fate. Then a revelation struck him. He discovered the truth about the stolen fleece. He learned of Erope's betrayal. His rage knew no bounds. He would make Thyestes pay. He would reclaim what was rightfully his. Section 7. The hideous feast. Atreus returned to Mycenae, a city steeped in history and power. He concealed his rage behind a mask of reconciliation, his heart burning with a desire for vengeance. He approached his brother Thyestes with a seemingly warm demeanor. He feigned forgiveness, masking his true intentions. He proposed a grand feast, a feast to celebrate their reunion, a gesture of goodwill and brotherly love, or so it seemed. Thyestes, blinded by his recent victory and the prospect of reconciliation, agreed without hesitation. He suspected nothing amiss. He entered Atreus's palace, unaware of the dark fate that awaited him. He sat at the banquet table, surrounded by opulence and splendor, a testament to Atreus's wealth and power. He feasted on a meal prepared by Atreus himself, savoring each bite, oblivious to the horror concealed within the sumptuous dishes. He did not know the true nature of his meal, the sinister secret hidden beneath the guise of a lavish banquet. Atreus had committed an unspeakable act, driven by a desire for revenge that knew no bounds. He had murdered the innocent sons of Thyestes, his own nephews, in a fit of calculated cruelty. He had cooked their flesh, transforming the innocent into a grotesque meal. He had served them to their unsuspecting father, a final act of vengeance that would haunt Thyestes forever. The realization of the horror dawned too late, leaving Thyestes in a state of unimaginable grief and despair. Section 8. The sun stands still. Thyestes, his belly full, asked for his sons. He wanted to see them. Atreus smiled. He gestured to the covered platters. He revealed the gruesome truth. Thyestes recoiled in horror. He recognized the remains of his own children. He vomited. He cursed his brother. The room grew cold. The air crackled with the power of the gods. The sun, horrified by Atreus's crime, refused to shine. It hid its face from the world. Section 9. A curse endures. Thyestes, broken and enraged, fled Mycenae. He called upon the gods for vengeance. He vowed to return. He would have his revenge. The curse of Myrtilos lived on. It pulsed with renewed strength. It spread its darkness. Atreus sat upon the throne of Mycenae. He was victorious, but his victory was hollow. The curse haunted him. It whispered of future sorrows. It promised that his triumph would be short-lived. Section 10. A Legacy of Blood. The tale of Atreus and Thyestes is a story of betrayal and revenge. It is a story of a curse that devoured everything in its path. It is a story that does not end here. The curse of Myrtilos would continue to plague the house of Atreus. It would touch the lives of their descendants. Agamemnon, Menelaus, Helen, Paris, their fates were entwined with the curse. The story of Atreus and Thyestes is just the beginning. The worst is yet to come.